Need some Gatorade? Some, I know, that's pretty cool. That's huge.
4 weeks in a row, same group up front, which you haven't had all year. What can that do going forward?
Well, I think we're seeing it. You know, we're the cohesiveness part of it is in play. So our communication has been really good against pressure, against the stunt. The run game showed up a little bit. So I think you're seeing the gelling, you know, happen, which is the best time for this to be going on because we really need it here down the stretch, obviously. But I think it's just showing up in their play.
You mentioned the run game. When you get that drive late in the second quarter where you bust a few runs back to back to back, just how good is that just to kind of get some, just take a breath and a little relief that you got going?
It's exciting. You know, that's what we're trying to do as we get going here, you know, and kind of bring the whole team together at its best level. And that's a piece of it that's been missing for sure.
Having this group together going into their fourth game, do you think they're better prepared to face the Rams front than the last time?
Well, I think so. I think they understand it. You know, the Rams are who they've been all year. They've been a really good team with some really good players. So to have us kind of be intact and together, had a few battles under our belt now against some good groups, you know, just get you excited about what's in front of us.
You're moving on with how well Mike Davis is doing, but what do you tell Thomas Rawls at this point?
Just keep doing it. You know, come to work every day, which he does. They both worked well today. Eddie worked well today. So, you know, you just got to stay in it. That position's so much about your opportunity and what you do with it.
How has Eddie responded to these times when he hasn't been active?
You know, as far as I know, fine. I think every player wants to be out there, especially a runner wants the ball. So, again, it's about the opportunity. And when you get yours, you got to be productive.
A couple of touchdowns over 60 yards last game. What are the explosive plays say about where the offense is?
You know, that's a big piece of us. You know, and so really, when you look at the good teams in the NFL, they are explosive offensively. And so for us, that's a really important piece. And to come out of the game and have 9, that's a step in the right direction for sure.
I know we've asked you about Jermaine and penalties before. We had a couple more on Sunday. I mean, is there something that has to kind of stop with him and doing that?
I think it's about maturity. I really do. I mean, we talked about it. We addressed it again today. And really, this is about protecting your team. You know, and that's in all phases. You know, you have to be kind of have a conscience about you about doing the right thing. And that's really where it ends.
Is he playing well otherwise? I mean,
yeah.
When you face somebody like whether it's Aaron Donald or Clowney or those guys that can just kind of wreck things, just how important is avoiding those big negative plays with their back?
I mean, that's a really good point. You know, that's Aaron's game. He's a disruptive guy. He's been disruptive, doesn't matter who they play, and so you want to minimize that as best you can. And so that's your target, is to try and not have those negative plays.
How different are they using him in Phillips' scheme than from before?
You know where he's at. He's a 3 technique most of the time. You can move the front on him and some things like that and move in places, but predominantly he's the 3 technique. Yeah.
Tom, going back to Jermaine and kind of being matured, is that about kind of staying within what he can accomplish? And is that coming from trying to do too much?
No, I think it's about staying in your lane, you know, doing your job. Don't get whacked out. You know, if you have a reputation for being a guy who's got an easy button to push, this is the NFL. These are grown men. They'll see it, and they'll push those buttons. And for him, it's about growing through that and just kind of, you know, dusting it off and going to the next play.
Is there a reputation with players penalized in Fetty's case? Do officials have that in the back of their mind?
Well, I hope not, but I think everybody's human, so I'd have to say probably.
In the first game, you guys had 62 yards rushing and 25 carries. What might be different this time in the run game?
I think really eliminating the negative run. You know, back in that month of October, particularly coming out of September, we had that 3-4 week phase where we were getting 5, 6, 7 negative runs in a game, and those just, you know, they kill those numbers, as you know.
But from the standpoint of either personnel or scheme, do you see a lot of difference?
Of them?
Or for you?
Yeah, I think we're better. You know, I think we're better. I think we've got a runner who's been productive. I think we're better up front in terms of playing together, you know, being on the same page. So I would expect that not to be the case.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.